What's up, castaways? This is KJ48, and welcome back to my Stranded Deep Let's Play. Last video, we explored some really nice islands, and we worked on the raft. I also did some work on the raft in between videos, and then came home. Today, we are going to start building our base. I wanted to complete the raft originally before I started building the base, but the raft is still going to be some time, so we're gonna start building the base. I gotta mix it up a little bit. I can't do the same thing, for too long. Alright, if you end up enjoying the video, please remember to give it a like. Also, if you're new here, please subscribe for more daily videos. So, you can see right here on the raft, I kind of put another piece of corrugated scrap on the end. And you guys are awesome. I just want to say right off the bat. You guys gave me the wonderful idea to put a temporary stick base on one side. Because remember, I only had 2 tires on that island. And you can't put 2 tires on one side, not the other. It'll upset the balance of the raft and just make it a nightmare to deal with. Well, one of you guys helpfully suggested, just put some sticks on the other side. When you get what you need for the other side, you can just break the sticks off. Thank you very much. That was an unbelievably helpful suggestion. Thank you. All right, so let's get started on this build. So I want to do the entrance today first. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to get done. I don't have a ton of clay, and I think you guys are sick of seeing me explore and get clay. I want to do some building, so I'm probably going to get some clay off camera. But let's get started here. Oh, you know what? Really quickly, before we get started, there was an update. There is an experimental of this game out. And you might be thinking, oh, experimental, Cage is going to have to start over. No, Cage is not starting over. I don't know how I like the experimental, and it seems a little... I don't want to say buggy, because I don't think it's buggy. It sounds a little unbalanced at the moment. Let me talk to you about the experimental really quick. All right? They added a new plank station for wood. I don't know if they're going to do anything with the plank station yet. It doesn't say they're going to. So I might have just missed it, but I don't think I did. So the plank station right now is just a station. I don't really think it does anything. Although, again, I could have just missed it. They've added a new game over screen, which, whatever. They've added a new death animation. Okay, fair enough. They've added a new leather water skin item. The leather water skin item is basically something that you can get before you actually get the... Where is it? Before you can get the clay water bottle. And I think it holds 2 things of water, but I'm not really sure. So it's kind of like an intermediate thing between coconuts and the clay water bottle. And the biggest thing about this update, they've added new player effects. If you stay out in the sun too long, you will get sunburned. If it's nighttime, you have to stay next to a fire. And there's a couple other things in there that I'm not really sure about. They did say that the weather effects would be dampened or it'd be nullified when you have a building that you're living inside of. I like that idea, but the thing is, it's really unbalanced at the moment. People are complaining on the forums a lot, saying that it's messed up right now. They have to balance it, and that's why we're not starting over. All right, so let's get started with the build. Okay, do we have a hammer? Well, we're gonna find out in a minute. Let's go to building. And a hammer is required. We do not have a hammer. So let's go ahead and grab a hammer. What do we got? Right here? Yes, there we go. Alright, so now we got a hammer. So I've got an idea for the base entrance. And that's what I'm going to be working on today. And then my plan is to stream this and get more coal. Coal? Really, Cage? Coal? This isn't Minecraft, bro. And you might be wondering, well, where's the Minecraft? What are you talking about? Well, I was actually thinking about Minecraft when I said coal, so for some reason. Alright, whatever. Anyway, let's get started. So this is the entrance. This is a pretty cool entrance. I want the back of the base to be facing out towards the water for a nice view. So I like the entrance. Yeah, I mean, this is a good spot for the entrance. And we're going to build it high, but not too high. I think that's probably a good height right there. Okay. So there's the entrance. So the entrance is going to be 5 blocks wide. Oh, man, this is going to be pretty expensive. I'm going to go this way first. And let's start building these up. So when you build now, I don't know if you guys have been watching my Let's Play, but if you played this game a long time ago, now when you build, you have to actually hit the thing with the hammer to build the whole thing. All right. We are going to be using clay for the foundations, and man, this is going to be a big building. I'm gonna have to rethink about how I'm gonna build it. It might be too big. Well, we'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be a big building. Whatever. I'm only using clay for the foundations. So, and there does seem to be a lot of clay in the game. And I'm telling you right now, when I took this out to come home in between videos, this thing runs like a dream. It handles perfectly. Honestly, I would consider maybe not putting anything else on this raft because it handles so well right now. I'm probably going to, but man, like, I'm really happy with the way the raft is coming out. Okay, so now that we got that done, we need a stair. I don't know if we need a staircase. Can I get up here? Nah, I don't think I can get up here. Can I get up here from here? There we go. All right, so this is going to be the entrance right here, and then I'm going to want a little bit of an out. I don't know what to call it, like a day. I don't know what it's called. There's like a certain thing that this is called. It's kind of like you have your flat walls, and then there's a little like area that comes kind of out from the walls. You know what? Instead of explaining it, I'll just build it. Okay, so here we go. They're going to take wedges. Okay, so let's do that. So that's good right there. This should be good right here. Come on. Why won't this work? That's clay? Oh, yeah, that's clay. Okay. Why is this hooking up to there? Oh! I know why. Because that's not a foundation. I want to do foundations. Although, it should still hook up to there. You're supposed to be able to hook up floors without, like, it being supported anymore. That was one of their big things on the update, on update 28, I think. You're supposed to be able to hook up floors without foundations. For those of you who are knowledgeable about this game, can you tell me why this isn't working? I heard this is supposed to be working. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. But, yeah, let me know in the comments. That would be great. All right, so let's go to foundations. And there we go. We're not close enough to the bricks. All right, there we go. And right like that. Perfect. And perfect. And we're missing a... Oh, you're killing me, game. You're killing me. Oh, man, we're so close to being able to finish that part. Now, I think you guys get the idea what's going on here. Basically, this is going to be the entrance, and I'm going to have a little like, area here that sticks out, and then I'm going to mirror this on the other side. So that's the idea. So let's go ahead and build this. Oh, boy. This is a pain in the butt. We're going to have to get some wood. We're going to... Like, the foundations are all going to be clay, but the walls and stuff are all going to be wood. So that's what we're going to do now. Go get some wood. Come on. Come on. There we go. Come on. There we go. So, yeah, we just need one more piece there. We need a lot more clay. So what was that? That was 3 foundations and 2 of these. So that's about 4 foundations, roughly. Man, that is rough, dude. That is rough. We're going to need a lot of clay. I feel like I left clay somewhere, but I know I didn't. All right, so with that being done, let's go ahead and get some wood. I don't know why we're holding this. There we go. Let's go chop down some trees. I'm gonna carry the tree back. Basically, what I do is I just drag the tree back and then I cut it at the work site. That way, I don't have to pick up all the sticks because getting an inventory full of sticks is a bit of an annoyance. I'm not even gonna worry about the coconuts. I almost said cantaloupe. Oh boy. All right, so there we go. And let's go ahead and chop this up. You know what, guys? I'm thinking I gotta scale down this building. It's gonna take too much materials. Building's gonna be too big, way bigger than it needs to be. So what I'm thinking about is making the entrance over here. Maybe I could put a little deck right here. I'm thinking one foundation block right here. I really wanted some of the decks to go out over the water. I should have made this closer to the water. Anyway, I was doing another foundation right here, and some kind of and then a foundation right here, and then stairs coming up here, possibly. Or I could always put the entrance over here. But I don't know. I don't know if that works for me. Alright, so let's go ahead and, yeah, we gotta figure out how we're gonna build this before we can actually use these sticks. So let me figure out how I want to build this. Okay, guys, I've got a new design here. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the stairs right here. And what do I want to make the stairs out of? That's a good question. I think I'm just gonna make them out of wood for now. I can always replace them later if I need to. Should not be too much of a problem. So let's go ahead and grab 4 of these, and I think we're going to need some lashings as well. Do we have lashings? That I do not know. Scrub plank, here we go. Take a few of these, and we will go ahead and make some lashings. Tools, lashings, and we'll make some stairs. Like I said, I'm going to make the stairs out of wood if I decide I want to break them up and use something else. Yeah, so I lost a little wood, no big deal. Alright, floors, walls, windows, doors, steps, roofs. There we go. And, yeah, okay, so we can make clay. Okay, cool. Alright, I'm just going to use wood for now. Alright, so this is not the perfect build. It's not exactly what I would have wanted, but I think it's going to be okay. So we're going to have this come up here. This is going to be like a little porch. And then we're going to put a doorway right here. So let's go ahead and grab some of this wood. And let's just bring it over there. Pick up as much as we can. As much as I didn't want to pick up the wood, the fact of the matter is it's a little bit too far away from the build site to work. Alright, so let's go ahead and put a doorway right in here. So, doors. No, not doors. Arches, right? Yeah, there we go. There we go. We build everything from the inside. Not that I don't know if it matters, but just the way I like to build. There we go. And then we'll put a couple half walls out here for a very, very small porch. It's only a front porch, though. Usually I like my front porch to be a little bit bigger than this, but I am okay with that. I'll go for a smaller front porch, or we'll make a cooler porch in the back or something. All right, so what are we looking at here? Walls. And we should have some half walls in here, right? Yep, there they are. All right, wood. And one more of those will be really nice. Okay. So, it's pretty good. I can live with that. I can live with that. I could even expand it if I want to. If I want to make a bigger deck later on, I could actually expand this later. So that's actually really good. That's a good build. Because it's a basic deck. A little bit more basic than I like. But it leaves room for expansion later if I so choose. Alright, so now we need to put up some walls inside. So, I think for right here, we're going to probably want windows. So, I wonder if they fixed this. This is a really big problem last time. To get the windows to stick. Oh. No, it's not really a problem. Maybe it was half walls. Maybe it was a problem to get half walls to stick. I don't remember. Anyway, so put a window right there. We're probably going to have to put a bit of a... What are these things called? I know you guys have told me, but I'm sorry, I forgot. What are these things called? I can't remember. But I'm going to have to put one over here as well. So let's put one more window in there. And there we go. And that's about all we can do with this, guys. Let's go ahead and build this stuff up. Yeah, this is about all we can do right now. We need more clay. We need more clay. We're gonna need. I think this takes 9 clay for one of these things. So we're gonna need 9, 10, 11, 12 just for these. And how much clay? It takes like 4, right? Hold on, let me take a look. Rafting. 4. Yep. No, it takes 2. 2 per brick. Okay, so that's not too bad. So 24 clay for this little entranceway here. Yeah, that's not bad. Do I want all these windows? That's the question. I don't know if I like them all as windows. But I think it kind of makes sense. Yeah, we're going to leave them all as windows. Nice open entranceway coming in from a nice deck. I think this is going to be pretty cool. Right, so that's right there. Actually, we could put a roof on this. So, yeah, we're not quite done yet. All right. So there we go. You know what, guys? I think we might go for some more clay today. I hate to do it, but I've got no choice. The clay goes so quick, you know? What I want to do is, next time I go for clay, what I want to do is I want to concentrate on only clay and not do other things. Okay, so we're going to need some cordage for this. Actually, I could probably make it right what I have now. Yeah, because usually when I go for clay, I get sidetracked and I get other things. I think we need to take like as many empty containers as we can, only go for clay, and absolutely nothing else. I think that would be, I think that would work just fine. All right, so what are we doing? We're doing a door, right? So let's do the door. Did we use all the wood? I think we did. Yeah, we did. Okay. Oh, is that all the wood? Oh boy. Okay. Well, let's cut down another tree. I really want to get that door done. I also want to do a roof. So plenty of wood on this island. There's plenty of wood in the game. Wood is not the issue. The issue is clay. So, and you can make walls out of different things. You can make it out of tarps or, you know, corrugated or whatever. I don't want to like make my place look like it was put together like I don't want to make my place look like it was put together with a bunch of different materials. There's a word for that, like just thrown together. I'm not really sure. There's a word for that, but I don't want to make it look like that. I want to make it look uniform, and clay for the foundation, wood for everything else. It's gonna look good, and there's plenty of wood. Plenty of wood. I wish the developers would maybe put more clay nodes around the islands. Clay Island, the island I was at a couple videos ago, was a fantastic island. Hey, be quiet up there! You freaking punks. Anyway. Be quiet! Man, you guys are having a good time. Look at you. All flying around and stuff. I wish I could fly. You guys are lucky. You guys are lucky. Oh man, it's starting to get dark. Alright, let's get this show on the road. What I got? Do I have any wood on me? Yeah, I got enough wood. Okay. Got enough wood for the door. So that is good. Door, walls, and doors. Wood door. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and build this up. Oh, man. It's going to look nice. How much wood do we have left? How much wood? That door didn't use a lot of wood, huh? Okay. Well, let's go ahead and put the roof thing on here. Why not? There's no reason not to. Yeah, there's absolutely no reason not to. Okay, so we're looking at roofs. Roofs. And, oh, I forgot about these. Oh, okay. Cool. Yes, sir. That's a nice looking roof. I forgot about the new roofs, guys. I haven't made them in so long. It is roofs, right? With a V, if it's plural, I think. So but they got me saying roofs. Or I could say it like my buddy Fat Planet. Roof. Put on the roof. What? Is there a dog here or something I didn't know about? Or, I don't know how I'm going to do the roofs here, though. Like, oh, you know what? I might have to put walls inside here or something. I'll worry about that once we get the outside done. I think this is looking pretty decent. All right, guys. You know what? I hate to do it, but we got to go clay hunting. At least you'll get to see the raft in motion, because the raft handles so much better now. All right, guys. See you in the morning. All right, guys. I've got everything, and we're going to head on out. And, yeah, pretty cool. The only thing is I would like to make this raft bigger. First of all, the raft right now handles beautifully. It handles perfectly. I want to make it bigger, though, so I could maybe start putting boxes on it, because if I can put boxes on it, then I can start carrying more stuff around. Now, some people ask me if you can build a shelter on the raft. You cannot. At least you couldn't before. I doubt you can now. If you could, I'd imagine someone would have told me to. To be fair, I haven't tried it in a couple updates. Also, one thing you can do is you can make a bed in this game, and the bed you can drag around. So the bed, theoretically, you could build and put on the raft. The problem is, again, I haven't tried it for a few updates, but the problem is when I put the bed on the raft, it like instantly sinks the raft. So that's why I do not do those two things. Alright, so I don't remember where I've gotten clay and where I haven't. So we're just going to have to look around and kind of see if we can get some clay. And yeah, we're just going to farm some clay, people. I love this raft. This raft is the best. It's the best raft. It's so cool. Pretty sure I've gotten all the clay around here. Let's take a look around now. Let's take a look around. You never know. Alright, we should probably save every time we come to an island before we go to get clay. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure I got all the... Nope. See? You're pretty sure and you're wrong. Alright, so I don't have any room for the clay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get the hell out of here. We're going to ignore the shark as well. See how things go. For now, let me just drop all these off and save the game in case Toothy takes me for a ride, a long ride to Sleepville, where I will sleep forever. Probably not going to happen. He doesn't usually kill me when I'm mining out clay. He usually kills me if I'm like somewhat drowned and I'm like getting wrecks, but we're just going to hope for the best. I should also start taking account of which islands I've gotten all the clay from. And I could do that by saving the game, going into the map menu, and then... Hold on. I could do that by saving the game, going into the map menu, and then what I do is I make a quick, like, 2-second video. I grab a screenshot of it, and then I label it, Clay Island, Home Island, no more clay here, clay's gone. I could keep notes on it, which you should be able to do in-game, They're worrying about, like, giving us new player effects, which is pretty cool, but, I mean, like, why can't I write down on a piece of paper and keep notes of islands I've been to? That would be, like, really cool, I think. Also, I'm going to say, I don't know if the developers watch my videos. I don't think they do, but in case they do, a lot of people are up in arms on the forums about oh, hold on. Let's get some air. A lot of people in the forums are up in arms about the fact that they did this new update and they haven't fixed the hooks yet. And hooks have been broken for, I guess, a while. I've never used them, but I read the forums and stuff, and people want the hooks fixed. So, God, please fix the hooks. That would be awesome. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to ignore this guy for the time being, I guess. Alright, so let's take a run around this island. We're going to drop off the clay and see if we can find another node. Okay, guys, found another node. We're going to start doing this a lot more scientific-like. We're going to go around, make sure there's no more nodes on every island before we leave it. I'm not just going to swim around willy-nilly anymore. take my ship around willy-nilly anymore and just go island to island, grab some nodes here, grab some nodes there. No, we're going to clean out nodes on an island, properly mark the island as cleaned out, and then move on. It's going to be much easier that way. It'll take less time, and we will get more nodes out of it. All right, so there we go. We got some more clay there. I don't know where Tooth McGrins is. I usually don't like to talk about him because usually when he's not around, if I don't talk about him, he stays away. But the fact of the matter is that usually when I talk about him, that's when he comes up and bites me. So I'm kind of a superstitious person. I'm from New Jersey. I've lived in New Jersey all my life, and I'm a big baseball fan. Anyone who usually lives around New York City is usually a big baseball fan. It's big. Baseball's big in the Northeast. And one thing about baseball that is very interesting is that baseball is very superstitious. And because I grew up on baseball, I'm a very superstitious person. And I don't like to talk about Toothy because I feel like if I talk about him, that's going to somehow make him show up. Obviously, that's not the case. I'm also a reasonable human being, and I understand the way the world works. But I don't know. There's still that superstitious part of me that is just like, don't talk about it. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Remember earlier in this Let's Play when Toothy was swimming around me, and I wasn't really worried about him, and I was thinking. You guys don't know about it because you can't hear thoughts. But I was thinking about talking about the fact that I'm not afraid of Toothy anymore, and he doesn't seem to be a problem. And I'm thinking to myself, don't say that, because the second you say that, he's going to bite you. And sure enough, I was thinking about it for a good minute, and I eventually said it. And the second I said it, he grabbed me and started chewing on my face. So, and I know that was just, random. I know it was just it was just a coincidence. I get that. But, the way my mind works, and man, there's a lot of clay. Awesome. The way my mind works, and again, I'm going to blame baseball for this, is, he came up because I mentioned him. Of course. Why wouldn't that be the case? So, it's just something interesting about me. I'm very, very, very superstitious. So I don't like talking about Toothy because I'm afraid that will anger I don't want to say gods, but the karma police. I don't know what you want to call it. And it's going to make him show up. So it's very interesting. Very interesting. I don't watch baseball anymore, by the way. Basically because it's just time consuming and I don't have time. I wouldn't really blame YouTube, though, because I stopped watching baseball before YouTube. I don't know. I was a Mets fan. I've been a Mets fan all my life. And, there's only so much you can see your There's only so much you can see your team get their teeth kicked in and be made fun of by Yankee fans repeatedly for your entire existence. The Mets won the World Series when I was 10, and I'm now 40, and I've taken decades of verbal abuse from Yankee fans. I can't take it anymore. So I used to like basketball. I liked the Knicks in the 90s when they actually played defense. No, it's not just the Knicks. Nobody plays defense in basketball anymore. And it's not just professional basketball either. It's like anywhere you go to play basketball, it's not cool to play defense. There's no real stats on defense. Stats are sexy in sports. People like stats. And there's no glory in defense. I mean, I guess maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe that's not the case anymore. I haven't watched basketball in a long time, but I used to play basketball a lot, and I used to watch basketball a lot, and nobody gave a rat's ass about defense. They want to score. That's the hotness, scoring. So, and I used to watch football. I get to see the New York Giants win the Super Bowl in, I guess it was, I want to say 07 when they beat the Pats. That was a great year, by the way. Man, the New England Patriots, the cheaters of the NFL. If you're a New England Patriots fan, I'm kind of saying this tongue in cheek. But yeah, they were caught cheating twice. But anyway, the New England Patriots were on their way to having a perfect season. They actually had a perfect regular season. Okay. And did the 73 Dolphins have a perfect season? Like, with it and win the Super Bowl? I don't remember. I honestly, well, not that I don't remember. I wasn't there. But I don't remember. The Dolphins were the last team to go undefeated, but I think they went undefeated in the regular season and lost in the Super Bowl, but I could be wrong. They might actually won the Super Bowl that year. Honestly, I don't remember. But I remember the Patriots. This is like a big deal. The Patriots are going to go undefeated. They went undefeated in the regular season. They played the New York Giants in one of the last games of the season. And the Giants had nothing to play for. The Giants have already made it into the Super Bowl. I mean, the Giants were already in the playoffs, and they had nothing to play for. As a matter of fact, it makes sense to rest your players sometimes like that, because if the player's like hurting or something, you give them the rest on those games that don't matter. You know, it's like one of the last games of the season. It simply does not matter. And the Patriots, it did matter, because they were trying to go for a perfect season. All right, so the Patriots had everything to play for in the last game of the season. The Giants had no reason to play, and the Giants really tried their best, really went all out and tried to defeat the Patriots, and they eventually lost. Okay, now the Giants won the next in the playoffs. The Giants won three away games in a row to make it to the Super Bowl. And guess who else was in the Super Bowl? That's right, the New England Patriots. Okay. So the Giants had no chance, right? I mean, the Giants barely made it into the playoffs. They had like a 10-6 record or something like that, maybe in a 9-7. I don't remember, but it wasn't anything special. And the New England Patriots, Tom Brady, like perfect record. The Giants had no chance, right? And the Giants won that Super Bowl, they broke their perfect season. They won. New England and New England Giants and the New England Giants, the New York Giants and the New England Patriots. Have always had a bit of a rivalry, although the Patriots had more of a rivalry with the Jets, the New York Jets. But yeah, I mean, it's still a New York New England thing. So it was a good victory. It was a good victory. But that was the last time I watched football. I just kind of got a little bored of football, and baseball's cool, but again, I just have other interests, and the Mets just can never get it done, and there's only so much you can take before you get tired of it. So anyway, maybe what do you guys think about that monologue I just did during the mining of the clay? I'm gonna mark this area, by the way. This is the last area I saw clay, so we're gonna mark it right there. What I want to do is next video, or maybe even off video. I'll probably mine some clay off video. I'm gonna come around to this spot, pick up that clay, realize that this is the last spot I did clay, and then continue around the island. I just got to make sure I go around the right way of the island. So let me, I'm gonna go back to where my raft is, and I'm gonna have a stick pointing in the direction that I need to go to find the clay. So that way I will do a complete circle around the island. I'll finish it up next video or not. I'm not really sure which way I'm gonna go with that, but either way, we're gonna be a lot more scientific with this. But yeah, so what do you guys think about the monologue? Do you like that kind of stuff? Because I get into the point where there's like a lot of this grinding's taking more time than I have, and I would like to do more grinding, but I want to do it on video. But I don't want to bore you guys to tears. So what do you think? Was that interesting to you guys? I mean, I'm guessing it is, because if it wasn't, you probably would have turned off the video by now. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about that monologue, and we'll see where things go from this time forward. All right, guys, I'm going to call this one here. I will see you next time, and until then, take it easy.